And here we are with the internals of, I think I have like 4 or 5 Kodachrome E2s. And even though they're the same model, they are all a little bit different. We have 2 original stripper units, and that is this one here, and I believe this one here. This one here we know has some issues. Obviously, you can see they added something right there. It's been burnt out, and we tried to connect it. We got the new resistors already, but it's still not working. So we have not only a electronic issue, we have a mechanical problem, because we know that the motor works, but there's solenoids in here to advance and forward the projector itself that we're not getting. So here is the other original that I've got literally in pieces, and I hope I could remember how to put it back together. The one to the left here is also an E2, but that one, these 2 are identical, and there's so many wire changes that we are going to bypass trying to rewire, follow the wire and put it into this one. So we are changing out the actual entire mechanism. And that's what I have here. This mechanism here, there are some coils inside here. We actually even have, you can see there's a stripper in there. There's a solenoid in there that's not advancing, or something is just slipping or busted in here. And in trying to figure out and get my hands and taking this whole mechanism apart, we're going to take the mechanism out of this one here, and we're going to try to relocate it into that machine. This way we can keep all the wires that the stripping company, well, the stripper, I forgot the name of the company, Universal Products, that they did, because you can see that they added some stuff. They have a special plug right there, which is completely different than the plug that came with the actual camera. So like I said, I've got, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they got 2 more on the shelf. This is completely out of our realm of coin op. I don't know who actually put these together, but boy, did it have small hands. But it's a Sunday, everyone's gone, so I am sitting here, no music on, trying to concentrate, take pictures, make notes, and hopefully by the end of the day, I can maybe get one together, and hopefully it'll be our eureka moment. So there you have it. And here we are with the known working unit, and I just pulled it out of this unit, and I'm going to try to put it back into this other unit. We're just replacing this part of it and this other part, which is a connector that actually advances the projector. One of the things I did come across is here's another little opening here, and behind there's a solenoid that this might be the culprit. I'm not sure, but there's so many plastic gears inside here, and they look, they all look worn out. We'd expect for something from probably, I know the machine was made in '68, so since 1960 they've been using this thing. So you can see that there's a lot of black stuff that you see around there, and what it is the deterioration of the rubber of the rings and some of the plastic gears. But here goes nothing. We're going to see if we can get this one back together, and hopefully we can get this thing to respond to our 2 machines under covers over here. So here we go. Well, here we are. I managed to put the whole unit back together. I think I have all the wires correct. We marked them. As you can see, each wire was taken off, and in fact, I left some of the marks still on here. We're almost ready to plug it in. This is all because of Universal Products. They needed it to work a certain way and understood this projector, exactly how it worked, which I still don't know. We have no schematics for it. But we think we had a mechanical and a let's call it electrical. So not only was it mechanically questionable, I'm sure we had one or two coils burned out, but we knew that this unit here worked. So basically we took both parts out, this piece here, and we put it back into this machine, which is in the original casing with the original connection. And we're probably about 20 minutes away from maybe plugging this in and hopefully bringing these things back to life. Then once we figure this one out, we got another one to do over there. So let me grab some more coffee and keep on rolling here. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is the second unit. Now this unit is different than the first unit. We'll call this unit B. And here we are with the original, and here is another E2 that, even though it's the same machine, as you saw in the last couple videos, the machine internals were a little different. This one, I've got lucky, and we have another one that is basically identical, but you can just tell from the factory right here, you have two wires in here and in there. You come over here, they're in a different place and they're acting a little different. So strange how all this is, but we're going to basically take out the entire working mechanism, these two pieces, and I'm going to replace them in here. But different than the other machine, now we have this resistor here, and I have no idea what that is, but I do have some, so we are going to put it on this one and see what kind of life we get. Again, I know that this motor worked. We know the motor worked because we had it in there and the motor works, but we could not get it to advance. And again, we are dealing with this crazy little, there's a coil inside there, and that plastic, it's not plastic, it's Bakelite or some sort that's been dry rotted and just cracks. This time I think it's intact there, but maybe it's the coil this time. All I know is I know this machine worked and it advances. And just by looking at it, you can see how nice and pink inside there, the red greases. And you look at this one, it's just, black, dirty. I don't know how long these things were running. I mean, obviously, if you had a slide projector, you used it some of the times. But in a machine that was made for coin-op to make money, this sucker ran a long time. So I hope that we can get some action by replacing this piece into here. And again, we will wait till we put them all together and see what our findings are. But like I said, we've got another one over there. We got parts over here. And not my forte. I have no idea what I'm doing, except that thank God we were able to find some machines that I'm giving it a go. So stay tuned. This is Unit B. Well, here we are again, just taking a quick look that from our mechanical unit, I've got a blue wire, and in the other machine, this was a different color, but basically I got an orange and yellow, and then over at this machine, it also is orange and yellow, and we're going to have to either cut or unsolder those. The white also is yellow here, but it's going into the machine over here, so we're both the same on that. The difference is there is this wire that's coming off of that little pin inside there. On the other machine, it's coming out from here and running through, but it's the same difference. So we are going to run it just like this one. We're going to run it through. So we got basically, we're looking at 3 wires coming out of here, 2 orange and a colored. So here at this machine, we're basically the same. You got your blue colored, and then we'll have this orange and this orange over here running out. And this one is the one that's on that one pin there is the one that gets this triad resistor that is in here. And that's what we're going to add onto this one over here. So there you have it, and we're moving forward. Okay, well, here both carcasses are empty, and I just pulled out the, let's call it the bad one, and I got to replace it with this new that I know that one's working. So we're gonna give it a go. This is also the one that had that weird transistor inside there, and I got it over there. There are some definitely different wire things going on here, but we're gonna go ahead, first detail and clean the inside here and start putting it back together. Stay tuned. Well, here we go again. Well, we got it mechanically inside here, and I know that it's working correctly because as I turn my finger on the fan, I'm also, because this motor's got 2 belts on it, we replaced the belts with new belts. So when I turn this, it's also turning the motor. So we know that mechanically we are working correctly, and we have everything kind of went back in its spot with no problem. Now we have to do all the wiring. Well, we're back to unit B. We hooked it up, put it in the machine, got the light to go on, which is typical. I know the motor's running, but I was hoping to see some advancement of a coil. So I know that it's from this machine here, the coil is pumping out 27 volts. And I confirmed with another coil that I have here that's from one of these projector units that I know this coil works. It's 27 volts. And as I hook it up into this one, give it 27 volts at this point and here, which is the same as the impulse, I can hear it buzzing, but I do not hear the mechanical part. So it's possible that when we put this back together, something is not in the right spot. Or just like that other last one, as I was taking it in and out, it's very possible that I dislodged it, or I could have possibly broken the bakelite. And here you can see there's the bakelite from the last one. I'm starting to get aggravated with this thing, but we're going to take it apart one more time, take a look at it. Well, here we are again. We kind of down to one last machine that's still working, and it does come down to basically one thing. Our direction of the motor is just going one way, and that's going to be going this way. And what we're doing is it comes down to the impulse of that coil. Literally, see that little piece of wire? There's a wire that's sitting there, and when that wire gets lifted, it's going to engage this clutch. So let me just turn this off and burn this one off. So here we are with the same business, but it's hard to really see. I'll try to zoom in. There is our little piece of bakelite there, and again we got this problem with it. Oh, there it was. See if I could zoom in on it. There it is, busted inside there. There's that little piece of wire right where that blue marker is, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get inside there to replace that. I might have to take the last one we have apart and make this out of metal, because obviously it has been busted. just in the time that we've been playing with it. And this is not even having problems with the machine. We are having problems just with this technology of this machine. So here we go again. That's why it didn't work. We got some issues. Somehow we're going to take this all apart again. Not only apart from here, I got to take this apart so I can figure out and make a new Bakelite. I guess it's some sort of hook. It's got teeth on both sides, and over time they got so brittle that it does require a lot of force to move this piece of wire back to engage the chuck. So we're going to take it apart and try it again. Well, before I took the one that I had working apart, I wanted to see where a problem was. And here you can see there's another unit with a coil, and there's no connection to this little hole right here. Let me put my screwdriver there. Right there, this is where this piece is supposed to go in and lock in place through this rivet. And obviously the rivet and the piece is completely missing. So every time it needs to pull down, there's nothing happening here. And not only is that a problem, here we have a wire that is not in its spot where it's supposed to be. So we had two problems with this one. So I'm going to try to figure the best way it is to take the good one apart that has partial piece of Bakelite and make a new one and try to get it back in this machine. Well, here we go. Here is our mechanical problem with this, with all of these machines. And there it is. You can see that we're only having half of it and the other part's busted off. And we need that wire, as I was showing you on the one that was running, to suck in. And as it sucks in, the only thing that does it would be this coil. And if it doesn't get it in place, there you have it. Well, it's about 6 o'clock now, and I've been at this since 7 a.m., so you're watching a bunch of movies. That is today. Yesterday and the day after and last week, we've been taking these machines apart. We're about 5 or 6 of them right now. And they're all a little different, but at least I found, 2 of them that are exactly the way I have. So this is our project now. Now we're going to have to make something just like this, and I think I'm going to just make it out of aluminum because I am not dealing with this anymore. Well, stay tuned. All right, well, here we are with the opening that little clip has to go to. And this basically is the piece that I made that's identical to the one that's busted. And the problem is, well, how do you get this piece inside? Oh boy. The reason it was out of plastic was they were able to hook this thing in, wiggle it in there, and snap it into place, because it was resilient enough to go in there. But we at this time cannot get it in there that way. So I might be cutting the flanges off and using the pin on the bottom and locking the pin into place and then dropping this whole plate down onto it, because I can't make this fiberboard flex. And we need it to be sturdy, so I don't want to change it into a weaker piece of material. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. We made this little piece. You can see it. right inside there really close. Drill the hole. We have a cotter pin going through it, and it's made out of the fiberboard. And as you pull down, it advances the little coil. So now let's get it back in the machine and see if it actually will do its job. Well, here we are with newly replaced pin, and we put it back together, but now we need to test it. So what were we looking for? Now, if you focus on my blue mark, let me get my little pointer here. You'll see that there's an L piece of wire. Hang on. You'll see there's an L piece of wire and another wire right behind it. This L wire is connected to that coil. So when it pulls up, it's going to allow this piece to go forward, and that basically is advancing the machine. We have not got that response on everything that we've tried. So now that after we completely redid it, refixed it, that's a new one for me. So just to make sure that it works, that number 4 wires is going to energize it. And if you see me, I'm going to actually touch it, and you'll see what happens. What's going to do is should pull that up, because I'm running on 27 volts. I'm going to give it a little power. It's going to pull that coil down, and it should advance that wire that is vertical is going to get on the other. It's going to pop on the other side. So here we go. Didn't do anything. Let's try it again. Maybe I'm not holding it. Well, here we are with slide projector A. We had our eureka moment with slide projector B, and now we have some electrical switch we have to deal with. But I put in unit A, and it just kept on going pulse after pulse after pulse. So as I had in my other videos, remember that there was a wire that's supposed to come around and get stuck behind there and hold it. But if you look really close, let me see if I could find it. Right at the head, right there is our wire, and it's broken off. So there's nothing stopping it from the clutch from just going forward over and over and over, and that's the response that I got with this mechanism. So here we are with the mechanism running 100% in the machine with the plunger working correctly, and now the wire inside's busted. So luckily we have one more unit to take apart to get the mechanism out and try this one more time. So here we go again. Well, here we are, and we changed out the mechanism, and you can see that now we have that little wire and that cam behind it. I'm not sure if we could even see it on here, but on this one is where it was busted. So let's put it back together and get it back in the machine. All right, well, welcome back. So here we are with cabinet A. This is the one that's been rebuilt. And as you can see, we just had the cowl completely redone, repaired all the fiberglass, and it's been painted. The one on the left here is the other cabinet. It's a beautiful original and also shines like a mirror, but it's not been repainted, so it's still on the older side. So let's get back to the machine. Here we are, and after a shit ton of hours, if you've been following this video, you know what's going on here. And this is Unit A that we've been working on, and just took it all apart, and the whole the coil and the pin. Well, I think we got it. This is my hopefully our close to last video of this one actually going on. So what's supposed to happen? Well, as I said, there is 5 girls on the carousel, and when I put the money in, as I expect to see slide number 1, which will be the girl that we're looking at, and she's going to dance on the stage. On the screen. And as we try to shoot the dot, but we're not doing it because I have it hot wired so that every shot is a hit. So that will tell me that every time I pull the trigger, I should hear a knock on the box, which is a coil that just hits the wood. And I should also hear a bell. The bell, kind of muted, it's nothing fancy, but the bell is going to ring, and it should also advance our projector unit. It's going to advance the projector unit every single time I hit. Eventually, you're not that good, and you're not going to get to 15 unless you're a professional. But we're going to stop at like 11 or 10, let's say. What's going to happen then? My time is going to run out. I expect number 10 slide to stay on the screen for, I don't know, a couple seconds, because what it's doing is, even though it's got no power, because of the heat of that hot halogen bulb in there, it is going to run on the fan. So what's going to happen is it's going to turn off. The girl is going to disappear, and then I expect the carousel to advance to the next nipple, and that will turn this this contact switch off, and then our game should be off and set for the next girl. So here goes nothing. Let's give it a go. Wow, there she is. What a beauty. All right, now, here we go. Let's see if all that madness paid off. Here's our trigger. Yep. Slide 2. Slide 4. Oh yeah, here we go. What slide are we at? 8. I think I'm gonna just hold it there for a little while. Just kind of enjoy the show. What a long road for this. All right, it's off. Time is out. Look at that. Absolutely amazing what they thought of. But we had to figure this thing out like totally blind. And it's been a long road, but holy cow, can't believe it actually worked. So now this is cabinet 1. And right next to it is cabinet number 2. And we also rebuilt that one, and we're going to see whether or not that one works. So hang tight.